diving. Get him out. Might be more than one.
Get him out.
Get him out. Get him out.
He wants you.
Out, you bastard. Out. Lock the door.
You can see, can't you?
Try the bag.
Where is the back door? Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Where is he? Out.
You can see, you bastard! You're staying with us!
Yes. Hang on. We'll just pick up those Triffids guns, we'll get some food and things, and then we'll find somewhere safe to stay, all right?
I've never seen a Triffid climb the side of a building, but just in case.
It's on the table if you want to eat.
Right. Where the hell did you get that?
Liberated it while your back was turned. It's just a gesture. Might be my last chance.
It looks great.
There's no cutlery, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's a bit off. Thought this was a show flat.
Cutlery is kept in drawers. It doesn't show.
I've got a couple of pen knives on our shopping trip. They should do the job. Just think. All the labour that went into building this place. We're probably the only people ever to use it.
I wonder what will happen to this city if no one comes to help. Suppose in time it'll just decay and collapse. Like those places they keep finding in the South American jungle. Oh? Didn't notice you liberate that.
No point in leaving it in the shop to go bad. It's quite a good one, too, judged from the price tag. Yeah, have a taste. Sure your palate's better than mine.
What makes you say that?
Nothing. I just,
Assumed that I was one of the filthy rich.
No, no, I didn't mean that. Oh, look, taste it.
Full-bodied. Mature. Just a touch pretentious, I'd have said.
Come on, let's eat. There's your penknife. You can tell me history. Speak with your mouth full if you like, I don't mind.
Do you mind if I don't?
No, not if it offends you.
Go into history, I mean.
Rather not.
There's nothing very exciting to hide. My mother died a year ago and I went back to live with my father. You're quite right, we were comfortably off. But all that, all the details of my life, they were yesterday. It's the same with you. I think I'd like to know you from today. And you know me from today. Might not like what I was yesterday. I might not like what you were. I don't want us to decide that we don't like each other. I need your company.
And I need yours.
So let's start from today, then.
Fair enough.
So what do we do?
Well, situation as I see it, we've got to get out of London. There's still water in the tanks, but soon there won't be, and the whole city will begin to stink like a great sewer. Already corpses lying around. Soon there'll be more. Well, that may mean cholera, typhoid, God knows what. It's important to get out before that kind of thing starts. So, where do we go? Any ideas?
Somewhere out of the way. With its own water supply. A well, perhaps. And as high up as possible for a good, clean wind.
Lake District. Cornwall. Exmoor, Wales. We'll have to get to towns for supplies once it's safe again.
How long will that be? Hey, how about Sussex? The South Downs. I know a place there. It's a beautiful old farmhouse overlooking Pulborough. And it's not very high up. But Dennis and Mary, they're great. They're real do-it-yourself environment freaks. Wind pump for water. Make their own electricity. All that sort of thing.
Sounds ideal. A bit heavily populated around there, I'd have thought, but... Well, look, let's leave the choice of the place for a moment and get down to what we need to do first. Let's make a list. I like lists. Now. Oh, so.
Bill? It means there's someone else you can see. What are you doing?
Marking the position so we can find it again tomorrow. Too dangerous to go out in the streets tonight. It's the University Tower, I think, but I'm not sure. Anyway, better going in daylight. For all we know, it could be a trap.
Got them! Coming back, dear.
Tom? Tom, what is it? Tom? Tom?
God's sake, help us!
You listen to me. These people have got just as much bloody right to live as you have. It's not their fault they're blind, but I'll tell you this. It is going to be your bloody fault if they starve!
There's nothing we can do.
Of course there is. What do you think I've been doing? I've been showing them where to find food. That's what they need, food! There's thousands of them out there. There's tons of food. You could be showing them where it is. But what are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're bloody well looking after your own bloody skins. Damn you, Jack, I'm all right.
Let's try around the back.
Of course you could. All you've got to do is to help me to show them. God almighty, aren't you bloody well human?
Use your head, you fool. How long do you think that food's going to last?
How the hell do I know how long it's gonna last? What I do know is, if bastards like you don't come out and help, there aren't gonna be many left alive by the time they come to clear this bloody mess up. Oh yeah, I know why you won't come out and help. Because you're scared bloody stiff. If they get it, there'll be a bit less left for you.
Look, you can come in by yourself, or you can clear off.
Hold on to that, brother. Sort you bloody lot out. Stay your ground!
They've all gone. No one was hurt. They fired over their heads.
Poor devils couldn't see to know that. God, they must have been terrified.
Yeah. Can I have a cigarette?
Yeah.
So.
He's right, isn't he, that man? We've got to help them.
He's right, and he's wrong. I don't think there is anyone who's going to come over the horizon and clear this mess up. It won't be cleared up. Oh, we could show some of them where to find food for a few days, for a few weeks. But what happens afterwards?
So we should just walk out and leave them to rot?
I think it comes to a very simple choice. Either we say there's been a catastrophe. Let's start again. Let's save what really can be saved. Or say no. Those people will die. We must keep them alive as long as possible. On the face of it, that's the most humane choice. But for us, it's probably suicide. We die. They die, we'd all die. Would that be making the best use of ourselves?
You've made up your mind.
Look, I don't like it any more than you do, but, well, in the end, we make a moral gesture, and that's all it can be, a gesture. Or do we join those people in there? Start to rebuild some kind of life for ourselves? They intend to survive.
Going to be a pretty strange sort of world that's left to survive in. I don't think we're going to like it a lot.
Morning.
I think we give you a rough idea of how things stand. Up to the present, there's about 35 of us. All sorts of people. and we hope and expect that more will come in during the day. Coffee? Out of those here now, most of them can see. The rest are wives and husbands. And there are 2 or 3 blind children. Come and sit down. At the moment, the general idea is that we move out of here sometime tomorrow, if we can be ready by then. Be on the safe side, you understand.
Yeah, we decided to move out this evening for the same reason.
Have you got together any supplies?
No, not yet. We're going to do that today. We do have anti-Triffid here.
Why do you give that such priority? Do sit down.
Well, we know that a certain number have escaped, probably from the zoo. We've seen them in the streets near Regent's Park.
They killed my father and a woman who worked for him.
I'm sorry to hear that. I know that Triffids can be very nasty in those parts of the world where they're not under proper control, but I should have thought that here they were a fairly limited problem. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Most of them are well fenced in, aren't they?
They can break down fences if they're not properly watched. I used to work on a Triffid farm.
Then I must bow to your experience. Anyway, what we must do today is get everything together which we need to take with us. Here's a list of some of the things. Find a lorry, or 2 if you can both manage to drive one.
I think I can.
Good. Now, here's the addresses of some warehouses and big wholesalers. Stick to the things on that list. Cans and packets of food, as many as you can see. We don't want a duplication of goods. Get as much as you can before dark. There's a meeting this evening to discuss everything. Got a pistol?
No.
Better, just in case.
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
Simply fire into the air. It's quite effective. We've got to survive.
Thank you.
2 days ago, would have been arrested for this.
Hey, don't think about it. Let's just keep working.
Very good. Excellent. What are these?
That's the anti-Triffid gear I told you about. Guns, masks, suits, that sort of thing.
Did you see any Triffids while you arrived?
Not this time, no.
There's been no reports of sightings by anyone else.
Now, look. There won't be many in the centre of London. The city's like a desert to them. They need soil for their roots. So they'll be moving out to the country, which is where we're going, right? Now, look. We've done our bit. We've got 2 loads of food. We're taking that gear.
All right. If it doesn't take up very much room. Don't forget the meeting at 9:30.
He thinks I'm bananas. Well, he's got a shop coming.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you possibly know, my name is Michael Beadley. This is Elspeth Carey, Dr. Fawless, our medical officer, Miss Burr, and Major Anderson. We are a self-elected committee. Since speed and organization have been essential, there has been no time for democratic formalities. We intend to establish a community of those who have survived the catastrophe, and we wish to set before you the facts as we see them and the future as we see it. Tomorrow, we leave London. Tonight, therefore, you must decide whether you wish to join with us, or whether your views are so different from ours that you would prefer to set up a group of your own. The choice is yours. The world as we knew it has ended. And some of us may be feeling it is the end of everything. But it isn't. It can be if we allow it. At any time during the last 35 years, the Earth could have been destroyed by a nuclear holocaust. The Earth has not been destroyed. It can still provide us with food and raw materials. We have repositories of knowledge that can teach us to do anything that we have done before. We have the means. And we have the health and the strength to begin to build again. Now, Major Anderson would like to say a few words.
Thank you. Good evening. The convoy will depart at 1200 hours. We cannot risk infection by stopping longer than this. We have obtained certain vaccines with which our medical officer will later inoculate us. But we cannot protect ourselves against all disease. And any epidemic amongst us will wipe us out or, at best, seriously reduce our number. It is for this reason that we have been gathering together so many of the basic necessities of life. For a minimum of 1 year, we shall have to exist in what will be, virtually, a state of siege.
It is the future which is important, and all of us will have our parts to play in creating that future. The men must work. The women must have babies. We can afford to support a limited number of women who cannot see, because they will have babies who can see. We cannot afford to support men who cannot see. In our community, babies will be more important than husbands. It follows from this that the one-man, one-woman relationship, as we understand it, will probably become an illogical luxury. We shall find that in many aspects of our lives, the laws as we knew them have been abolished by circumstances, and it will fall to us to make new laws which are suitable for the conditions in which we find ourselves. Now, unless you find all this totally acceptable, there is absolutely no point in you even thinking of joining us.
How many do you think will decide to join?
Nearly all of them when they thought it over.
Some of the women didn't like the sex angle.
They'll come round to it. After all, what's the choice? To have babies and a community to look after you, or no babies and no one to look after you? Most women want babies. Husbands, just a logical means to an end.
So what do you think the arrangements will be?
Well, they said they're taking some women who can't see. So I think it'll be something like every man who marries or lives with a girl who can see must also take on 1 or 2 blind girls as well.
Makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
If I've got to have 3 wives, you'll be one.
On one condition.
What?
I pick the other 2. So, what's the arrangements for tonight, then?
Ah, strict segregation into dormitories. There's no promiscuity till they say so.
Women are all right. They've got a separate way out. Get down the main stairs. Come on.